Today we're going to work with that letter paper that we'd already created previously with the letter D, and we made shapes out of it and filled it with color and gradient, advanced gradient, and an image. So now we're going to work with that document. So I've already connected to the server. I'm up in my art. I'm going to find that letter right here. So I'm going to work with that, and I already have it open here. So go ahead and open up your letter. Once you get it open, we're going to talk about putting color behind our shapes that we've created here, our Ds. So we're going to use the shape tool, and I'm going to go ahead and use the square. And I'm going to begin by I'm going to start at the bottom where the bird, where my D with my image is, and I'm going to put a color behind that. So I'm going to just lay my little square kind of on the left-hand side of it, a little bit above it, and then I'm just going to stretch that shape so that it fills all my space and covers that D that has a picture of a bird in it. And now in order to be able to see that D, I'm going to shape to the back. So I'm going to go to Arrange, Send to Back. And now I want to change this green color to something that I think is a little more complementary to the picture and the D that I have on there. So I'm going to go to the Inspector button, to the color fill, and I'm going to pick that green, and I'm going to pick a color that I like that's maybe a little nicer. And then I'm also going to change the inside of that to a color that matches the background so that it looks like we're appearing right through that D. Now I'm going to go ahead and put another color directly behind the gradient fill. So we're going to go ahead and get our shape tool again. And I'm going to go back up to the top. Again, I've laid it on the top, near the top, and I'm just going to stretch it. And I want it to lay the same size as the one that's on there. So there we go. And then I'm going to send that one to the back as well. So Arrange, Send to Back. And I'm going to change a color that I think looks nice with this gradient. So again, I'm going to go to my color fill. And I'm going to pick a color that I like with that one. And I'm going to fill the same thing with that color. So color fills are pretty easy. Very easy, in fact. Now behind the gradient, well, behind the solid color, we're going to do a gradient. And then behind the gradient, advanced gradient, we're going to do a picture. So I'm going to go ahead and put another shape behind this one. And this time we're going to do a gradient fill in this color. So I'm going to go ahead and Arrange, Send to Back. And I'm going to pick the gradient fill, just two. I think if you get very many in there, it will get too busy. But let's go ahead and pick some colors that would look nice with the purple. I think I'm going to go with the bulldog colors. So I'm going to do just some shades of gray. And then I'm going to do the same thing inside. Okay, I'm just going to have to play with it a little bit, but I've got them lined up pretty well. They may not match exactly, but I like the effect. Then the last one that we're going to do is we're going to put a picture behind this one. So I'm going to go to my folder, close my Inspector buttons. I'm going to go to my folder, and I want to use a picture that I already have in there. So I'm going to go to my Art folder, and we've already put several pictures in there from other projects. We have the moon, and we have the starry night, and we have a cardinal, we might have a bulldog. I'm going to go ahead and use the moon from the other night, from the other day. So I'm going to click on the moon that I picked, and I'm going to drag it. I want to drop it in this white space. I want to be careful not to drop it on the letter or it will fill the letter. So I'm going to go right here into this white space and let go. And then I'm going to lay that where I want it to go first, make it this And then I have to make it as big as I can to fill that space. So it's going to actually be larger than I want, but that's okay. I'll just have a portion of the moon behind it. Now, this needs to go to the very back behind everything else. So we're going to go to Arrange, Send to Back, and now it's behind everything else, but it lets me see a part of the moon that I want to put behind my D. Now, what I really want is just the portion of the moon that would be right behind here to show up. But if I delete that circle, I just have a solid, the color from the gradient. So I'm going to actually mask this with that moon. But it's a different technique than what we've used before. So these are the steps that you're going to take. You've got this picture that we put in the background. You're going to go up to Edit and Duplicate. So now I have one exactly the same as the one I've just put in there, of the exact same shape. Now I may not know exactly how to get it directly on top, but that's okay. I can move it once I mask this shape. Mask with this shape. So I have handles on the picture that I've just duplicated. With my Shift key on my keyboard held down, I'm going to click on the line of the shape that I want to fill. So now you see the outline of the inside of that D that I want to fill with this shape. And I see handles here, and I see handles here. Then you're going to go up to the menu bar where it says Format, and you're going to choose Mask with Selected Shape. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that. And now it has put that moon in that shape. And you can see how as I move it up, it starts to fill that space. I want it to be directly on top of the moon in the background so that they are right on top of each other, so that it looks like it's just one picture. So I'm going to keep sliding it up until I see lines that run vertically and horizontally. You're going to see lines. See the blue line? Now there's the horizontal one. You see it? Both going through the middle of that D. I see blue lines. That means that that picture is directly on the picture that's already in the background. So I'm going to let go. If I click away, it appears to be the same moon both inside that circle and behind the picture. Now I'm going to click on my shape because I want to put a line back around there. So I'm going to go to my inspector button to stroke now, and I'm going to choose a line. It's already black, which is what I want it to be, and I'm going to change it to 2 points. I'm going to click away, and the project is finished. We're going to go to File, Save a Version, Pages, Quit Pages. This window pops up. You're going to hit OK. And then you're going to go ahead and disconnect from the server.